tell Michael when it's on, and then I'm mute. Okay, Michael, you're live.
Oh, buddy, here we go running this race. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Michael, the playmaker Irvin, three-time Super Bowl champion and an NFL Hall of Famer with the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that. Being you may be a Cowboy fan, maybe a football fan, whatever fan you are, especially anywhere around the NFL, then you should know that right now. Or at least should have known that by now. I am going to be right here on my network, my YouTube channel, giving it like it tis. You know how they say, you give it like it is. But if you're really giving all the truth, nothing but the
I'm
truth,
Jared.
so help you God, is like it is. Like it is. That means T-is. T-I-S. Is. I'm going to give it to you right here on my channel, like it is. I am going to still be working for other networks. You'll see me on Fox. You'll see me doing things for other networks. But right here is where you going to get the real nitty gritty. When I'm working for other places or dealing with other places, I can't say a lot of things. So they restrict me down a lot of ways. But right here, there is no restriction. I will be able to do and say as I need, as I feel I need to share with you guys so I can impart what information, entertainment, whatever I have unto you right here on this Michael Irvin YouTube channel. So, hey, make sure you tune in, join me. Every Tuesday, I'm going to try to come in and give you this live every Tuesday. We'll give you what time that is, because my schedule has changed so much. So I'm looking forward to talking sports right here all the time with you guys. Let me jump off into this because I want to jump off into what I saw last week. What an incredible week one I call what we just saw. You know what I mean? Because it was just a bunch of great games. That first game, watching Kansas City and Baltimore, that was a great first game. When it came on, I was thinking back to the basketball finals when I was sitting in a box, and then I ran into my man Travis Kelce. And the first thing he said to me, the only thing he said, and that's my dude, Travis Kelce is my dude. Out of all the dudes in the NFL, I asked God, why couldn't you give him just one more number? He's 87. Just plus one that had made him an 88, it would have been holy moly, because I love Travis Kelce just like that. But 87 is good, man. I'll take 87. I'll let it be 87 because he is my dude, man. But I saw him at that basketball game. All he talked about, guys, was the 3P. And I said to myself, those guys, they'll take a real good chance. They'll have a real good chance at making it. When you coming off of a Super Bowl, not even talking about celebrating that Super Bowl, has put that Super Bowl behind you, and now your mind is set, your eye is set, your head is set on doing what guys like me did not complete. You notice I didn't say fail that. You don't win back-to-back Super Bowls, and then I miss out on the third one and say, oh, I failed. No, I just didn't complete it. That's not failure, because I just won back-to-back. You see what I'm saying? I wanted to complete that third in a row, but I did complete it. But I can't call it failure, even though I came back and won the one right after that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That's that gospel. That's what we call nothing but the truth. And that's what I'm giving you. Nothing but the truth. I want to jump into this week. That just what went on in the NFL, guys. I want to start with the Tyreek Hill situation, because right now, that's what everybody's talking about. And to talk the real natural truth of that situation, it's something we've all dealt with. George Floyd, all of that stuff we went through, and we saw the effects it had on this country. But truth of the matter is, I'm glad the country's seeing this. Prior to this Big Brother's watching, prior to what George Orwell wrote a long time ago when he wrote that book, 1984, and he said, everybody will be watching everybody here in the near future. That book, the more and more I go through life, the more and more I see how amazing it is that he foreseen this. He prophesied this long, long, long time ago. And now that's exactly where we are. I thought when he prophesied it, when I read the book 1984 by George Orwell, and it was way before 1984, I was like, wow, no way it'll ever get like this. It has gotten exactly like he was talking about. There is nothing you can do where someone doesn't have a camera on you. And if you're a guy like me, you think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. That's a great thing for me. Imagine if I didn't have that camera at that Marriott hotel, what kind of situation I would have been in if that camera was not there to say and show that I did nothing. Everybody out there had already deemed me guilty. I had to pay $500,000 to get the tape just to show I wasn't guilty. I had to go through all of that because nobody wanted to give me the tape. I didn't remember meeting the person. So when they were asking me questions, I'm like, I don't remember. Let's go look at the video. I don't remember. I don't even remember this person. So it couldn't have been that significant in my life. I don't remember this person. But they have cameras because my rule was nobody makes it to the room. So if nobody makes it to the room, in the room is the only place we don't have cameras. Every place else, we should be okay. So you see what I'm saying? At some moments, and the more I go through life, I says, I'm glad it has gotten this way. And I'm sure Tyreek Hill is glad it had gotten this way. Now you hear the stories are coming out and the police reports coming out saying that he was uncooperative and all of these things. So they're trying to justify the results that people have shown on video. They're trying to say there was a reason. There's a reason we acted this way. But even when I saw the body cam video, dude, come on, man. Let's break this down for real. Let's break it down. Now, I know what I tell my sons, and I know what I was told growing up as a Black man. Whenever you get pulled over, don't make any sudden movements and always comply with what the police officer is asking. That's how we were raised, but we were raised conditioned and scared. The real thing is, what is the law? The law, like once Tyreek Hill gave him the license, he's complying. You can go check and run the license and see if there's anything there, come back if there's something you have to do. If there's a warrant for his arrest, then you come back and can you please step out of the car, please? We have a warrant for your arrest or whatever. But you can't just get mad because the man doesn't want to talk to you. He has a right to remain silent, knowing even though he's not arrested, he still has the right to remain silent if he wants to. And that's what I'm saying was absolutely messed. When he rolled up the window, I saw the officer. What I saw was anger. Oh, we're not having that this day. We're not having that today. Open the window. Let it down. I'm not talking. We're not having it. Okay, what are we talking about here? What is the officer saying we're not having here today? And how did he get so mad so fast? He just started with the Tyreek Hill thing. So how did he escalate up that fast? He's bamming on the window. Open the door. We're not having this today. You know what I said? This isn't something that he brought into. This is something he brought into this situation with him and Tyreek Hill. He's already mad with something else. I don't know. His lady, maybe she didn't kiss him that morning, or maybe she didn't let him hold him the night before. Whatever, he was already mad. And that's what I'm saying. When he got into that place, he was already spewing all of his anger to anyone that he was supposed to protect and served. I'm telling y'all, that was wrong. I'm letting you know, I'm going to tell the truth right here. This is my new channel. This is the Michael Irvin official YouTube channel. I will be giving you only the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the gospel. Things I can't say on TV, I will spew it right here. And I'm telling you, when I saw it, I said, wow. I always, whenever I go places, whenever I get in places, if I see anybody serve, I always honor that. You know why? Because I'm a spiritual man. I'm a spiritual man. And the Bible says those that serve us all are the greatest of us all. When you think about it and think about why the Bible says that, it's spot on. It's spot on. Because what is service? Service says, I got to put down all of my mess that I'm dealing with to make sure we deal with all of your mess. So whatever I'm, put it down. I got to make sure that you're okay, that you're doing better to make it great for you. That's the hardest thing in the world. I can't do it. That's why I'm not in the service business. But if you are a police officer, fine, you are in the service business. And if you can't do it, raise your hand and get the hell out of that damn business. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say. Raise your hand and get out of that business. Now, I got Max over here saying, Mike, if he didn't speed, he would have never been pulled over, plain and simple. And yeah, maybe that's right. But Max, the truth of the matter is, Max, I wasn't speeding. I got pulled over. I don't know if you're a black man or if you're a white man. I don't know who you are, what's your race, Max. But that may be one perspective that you have gotten from your side and your point of view. But as a black man, not speed, just driving in a nice car, I've gotten pulled over. You see, we got to keep perspective on all places, in all things. We got to stop always thinking we know everything. Only a fool will have himself for a master. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to learn because that's the only way I can grow. I already know what I know. So I got to listen to learn to others. So yeah, I'm okay with listening and learning, but I have to make sure I know that there are other perspectives outside of mine. And Max, you're actually wrong. He could not be speeding and still get pulled over. I had a guy come in. I wasn't speeding. I was at a Shakerton's having dinner, shooting pool with a friend. I had my white G-Wagon parked in the parking lot. I've never had anything happen like that before, where the police officer driving through saw this decked out white G-Wagon and ran the license plate. They had to come back to me, Michael Irvin Media, or Playmakers Productions, one of my companies, or something like that. And the guy came in looking for me, pulled me out, and asked me, this tag is on a black, is registered to a black G-Wagon. I said, yeah, okay, yeah. I said, well, I had it wrapped white. I turned all my cars, I only buy white cars now. I had it wrapped white. Well, oh, okay. You had it wrapped white. Can you show me your ID? I said, yeah, I show you ID, I show you everything. But why are we here? Why are you, what made you, the car wasn't even moving. Not a moving violation to be sitting in a parking lot, parked in a parking lot. Why did you run that tag? You see what I'm saying? Max, you may be narrow. You may be narrow in your perspective only because you haven't experienced certain things. That's all. I understand it. You know, I've also seen, even though everybody in my family, everybody I know, might stop by police officers, do what they say. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do what they say. But then I watch, and I'm gonna just tell the truth. I watch little old ladies get stopped by police officers. And I'm gonna tell you something. They don't always comply. You know, they come hard, they come down. Why'd you stop me? I wasn't speeding. And the police officers are always well-spoken and well-behaved. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am. We do get you on the radar, going a little faster than you should go, ma'am. I can show you the radar. I wasn't speeding. I was looking right here. They never raise their voice. They never get out of line. But now when they walk up on Tyreek Hill, you're already at an 8 when the ceiling is a 10. You see what I'm saying? These things are real. And that's why we're going to talk about what's real right here on my Michael Irvin YouTube channel. Every week, we will talk about what's real. I would have loved that Tyreek Hill would not have gone through all of that when he rolled the window back up. But the truth is, he's within his rights to do that. I handed you my ID. I don't have to sit here and talk to you all day. And they're fishing for information. Hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? You know, when they stop you, where are you headed so fast? And we feel compelled to answer these questions like it's going to help our case. Dude, the man didn't care to help his case. He said, give me the ticket, let me go I got to get to work. I don't want to sit here and answer all of your questions. I don't have to answer all of your questions. So he was within his rights. And the police officer, you were wrong for snatching that man out of his car like that and putting him on the ground like that, throwing your knee in his back like that when you're at the damn game. You're at a game. What are you going to say? That he's bringing something to harm you at a game. It's just too much, man. We just got to get better. What I do love more than all of it is how Tyreek Hill handled it. I've been telling people, man, and I tell people right here on the Michael Irvin YouTube channel, I love Tyreek Hill. I listen to the things he said and some of the things he said, dude. This is a good dude. Let me tell you something. He threw a football, someone in the stand, somebody caught the football. And he's like, no, that's for my mom. And gave football to his mom. You know, Tyreek Hill, he showed up at that dude's job with another football because his mom showed up with another football and gave it to that dude in front of all of his co-workers. Now, it's one great thing, catch a game football at the game, get on TV. He got that. But then he lost the ball. But he got another love when Tyreek showed up at work because all the people saw him on TV don't know him. But when you show up at work and you give him that love, you gave him that ball, and people say, man, you Tyreek Hill friend. Oh, it's a whole different thing. That kind of stuff matters to me. That matters to me. I heard Tyreek Hill say one time, I told my agent, I know you got to do your business, but do not get me traded because I love Miami and we're going to win a Super Bowl here. You don't think those fans appreciate that? They love Tyreek Hill down there. You know what I'm saying? Because he has that real in him. They love Tyreek Hill. I just think, man, you know, we had it happen to the golf play, the golf pro. At Golf Pro, I know these guys. A lot of people don't know the golf guys. I understand. But you can't be in Miami and not know that's Tyreek Hill. And people will run in by and sing to you and saying to you as a police officer, oh, that's Tyreek Hill. You got to let him go. You know them dudes say, let's go. We got to win this game. You know what I mean? That's Tyreek Hill. But they didn't listen because sometimes it's like head wine to have that kind of power, that kind of dunamis. Dunamis is the Greek word for power. Exousias is the Greek word for authority. Police officers carry exousias and dunamis. Exousias is when they say, open the door in the name of the law. They have the authority. They have the authority to tell you to open the door in the name of the law. Now, the authority is exousias. But now, when you don't open that door, then they bring you that dunamis. Open it now. And when you see that power, you start unlocking. Come on in. I'm sorry. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have the authority or the power right there to try to make him have a conversation with them. And that's the part that they went wrong on. And if Tyreek Hill, who handled it great in that press conference, saying, hey, man, we're going to see if we can get something positive out of this. Well, If you want to make something negative out of it, I got a perfect lawyer for you to call. And he will make your dollar holler, or he will make the policeman holler with your dollar. Either way you want to say it, if you know what I mean. I'm telling you right now, I love Tyreek Hill and I love how he handled it. And hopefully, when it comes to this stage and we keep seeing these things, a lot of people out there that always thought everybody was lying when they said this thing was going on, now you know, because of what George Orwell talked about a long time ago in 1984, that everybody ain't lying. And sometimes you do have bad apples, no matter what and what profession we are in. Now let's move on to the next thing that I want to talk about, because I'm going to tell you what I saw Monday night was pure greatness out of the San Francisco 49ers. Let's talk about those 49ers right here on the Mike Irvin YouTube channel. And when you start talking about right now who's the best looking team coming out of week one, I love what I saw in Kansas City, and I love the new fight I got in Kansas City. I love putting the big ball back in the game. Xavier Worthy scored a touchdown down the sideline on a busted coverage in that Kansas City game, right? They know they've been trying to put back in the deep ball since they lost Tyreek Hill, since we just finished talking about it, right? So what was interesting, I thought, is after the game, they asked Patrick Mahomes, how did you spot Xavier Worthy? He said, I was going over there anyway. I was already looking and I expected the guy to be off him and I was going to take a shot. I thought that statement should have scared the whole NFL, because what Patrick Mahomes was saying to the whole NFL, I'm going to get this deep ball back in my game, back on our team. We haven't had it the last few years since we lost Tyreek Hill, even though we won the Super Bowl. Those years, I'm going to put it back, and I'm intentional about it, and I'm looking for every chance to do it. So I was going to give him an opportunity, even if it was off coverage. But then the guy came up and pressed, and it was supposed to be cover two, and the guy never came over, and he was wide open, and they found him wide open and got in the end zone. It is scary if they can get back to a deep ball with Worthy and Hollywood Brown. He didn't even play in the game. It will be scary for everybody in Kansas City. But even that, with that, I still say San Fran looked the best coming out of the first week. Think about it this way. San Francisco 49ers last night won the football game. Now, beating Aaron Rodgers and the Jets was one thing. They got so much aspirations going on with the Jets. But beating them without CMC, who was the highest paid running back in the league last year at $15 million, and you bumped him up to about $20 million when he still was under contract. That's what you think of him so much. He means that much to the offense that you said, oh, even though you're already highest paid, we're going to make you the highest paid and give you another $5 million to get up into 20. Now, you go to Brandon Ayuk, they said, oh, we finally got a deal. We're going to pay you about $30 million. And you know what they did? They went in and beat the Jets, basically without that $50 million right there that they spent. CMC didn't even play in the game, and they still went off in that game. CMC didn't play, and Brandon Ayuk, he played a little, but he wasn't used a whole lot, and they still won that game. That's what's scary. How do you beat? Greg Jennings showed up and made plays all day and went off, man. Greg Jennings, I was sitting watching with Keyshawn Johnson, and we were saying, man, who's the star here? Greg Jennings or is it supposed to be Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel? Because they were balling without Ayuk or CMC. San Fran looks good, man. San Fran, they look good. He didn't listen, D-Dub second. The Jets aren't trash. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're trying to say the Jets are trash, D-Dub, but they're not. They're not. The Jets have a squad, man. And I like what I saw with the Jets. I didn't know that the Jets would allow anybody to go running to run the ball on them like that. And then I look back, the Jets, they were 25th in rush defense last year. But last year's a different game because you had nothing on offense. Sooner or later, you get tired and people just run the ball on you. You know, this was supposed to be different. So I was surprised with that. And every team won't be able to handle the Jets like that and move them around. But I don't think they were trash. And I do think the Jets will get it going. Mike Williams got to come into play because I was looking at Garrett Wilson, man. He just looked small, man. He looked small. I need them to play him in the slot more and have those big boys on the outside. That's what they have to do with New York to get where they need to be. Because you got the quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is just a little off, and he will be better as he moves through. As he moves through this season. Give him a little time to get back from that injury and get right. I guarantee you, I like what the Jets have. They just got to tie down a few things and get it right. Now let me talk about my boys. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's talk about them boys. What blazes me right here on the Michael Irvin YouTube channel, what puts me afire, is all the people that were talking about the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb in the contracts all offseason. Jerry Jones don't want to pay his players. Jerry Jones is cheap. Jerry Jones is the problem. Jerry Jones is it. Everybody wants to make it Jerry Jones. And the reality is Jerry Jones is putting up players or good enough players on that football field to win. Jerry Jones ain't have shit to do with them losing those games to San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. Jerry Jones ain't have shit to do with you losing that game against the youngest team, the Green Bay Packers, at home in the playoffs. The only home team to lose, Jerry Jones ain't have nothing to do with any of that. That's on those players. Jerry Jones, all these people around him, he doesn't want CeeDee Lamb. That's why he's not paying. He doesn't want Dak Prescott. That's why they're not paying him. And then he goes and pays them the kind of money he pays them. And then you know what they say? Man, Jerry Jones crazy. How you gonna run a team paying somebody that much? It's like they just flip. So you won't even go back and say, man, was I wrong? Was I wrong? I said Jerry never wanted this guy. And he paid him $60 million a year, more than anybody ever paid anybody. Come on, man. Let's stop. Come back and just say, before you start flipping the story, I was wrong. I was wrong. Just say I was wrong. Jerry Jones did want him, and he showed how much he wanted him with the biggest paycheck ever in the history of the National Football League. That's what you got to say, and then I'll put you back in. I'll give you some credibility. But when you just flip it and don't even act like you were wrong, I say that messes with your credibility. You know what I'm saying? But them Cowboys on defense look spectacular. They stalled a little bit on offense. And that's to be expected because my man 88 missed all of camp. But they didn't stall at all on defense, if you know what I mean. That defense stopped the run. That defense got turnovers. And that defense now got Mike Zim. I like Dan Quinn. He's good for us. I wish him best of luck in Washington all year, except when he plays the Cowboys. But Mike Zim is different. Mike Zim is different. You hear what I'm saying? He is different. What should Dallas do for the future at running back? Come on, Lee. What should Dallas do for the future at running back? I like what I saw at running back. even this week, last week. First of all, I saw a Zeke hit. Zeke looked like old Zeke. And I ain't talking about Zeke that's too old. I'm talking about the Zeke that ran in his younger days. Zeke looked like the old Zeke. Good old Zeke. Good old young looking Zeke. He looked like that early on. Yeah, we don't have the bell cow, the guy you can hand that ball to 30 times a game like Zeke we used to with Zeke in his youth. But I'm going to give you guys something here. Why it's absolutely crucial to have Zeke back. And I'm going to say it here. I tried ways, and I told you I've tried to limit how I deliver things on TV, but I don't have to do it here. I don't have to do it here. I'm going to tell you the truth on what all this is, man. My concerns and why having Zeke back is a must for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not just talking about running the football. I'm not just talking about catching the football at the backfield. I've been really digging down into this, and I think last year's game gave me all the insight I need. You know, quarterback's a delicate position. Your mind has to be clean to play the position. You guys heard me say everywhere I've ever worked on TV, and you'll always hear me say it right here on the Mike Irvin YouTube channel. You don't ever go after the quarterback. You never go after the quarterback. You never go after the head coach. Those guys are off limits. They got so much responsibility going on in their head all the time. They got to know where everything is all the time. I can't have them worrying about dumb shit or dumb stuff. You better never, ever try to bring that to Troy. Oh, oh God Almighty. I love my mom so much. I love my mom so much. God rest her soul. But my mom better not try to bring no bad stuff to my quarterback. Mom, don't make me do this to you. Don't make me do this to you. I need his head clear. I'm a spiritual man. I love God. I love God. But if Jesus was right there, I'm going to have to say, Jesus, don't try to get to Troy, man. Come on, man. Come on now. Don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. What I'm telling you guys is Dak needs one of those. And that's what Zeke is. Dak needs one of those. I'm going to tell you why I say this. What I saw in that Green Bay game last year, when Dak missed CeeDee Lamb early, and CeeDee Lamb did not even want to go and have a conversation with Dak. Looked like they were arguing on the sideline all day. I said, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Reach out, CeeDee, man. You can't do that. Come on, dude. You got the court. That's the quarterback. I don't care where he threw it. I'll say it this way. I don't care where Troy threw the ball. That's on me, Troy. Just don't worry about it. I'll get it next time. I don't ever mess with him about a pass. It could be 20 yards over my head, 10 yards in front of me. That's on me, Troy. That's on me. My job is to make sure he never hesitate in throwing me the ball. I'm not coming back. I'm not getting mad at him because the next time he may hesitate. And that's what I saw in that Dallas game. Now, this early in the game, CeeDee, you're this mad. It says to me, this is not even about this game. Y'all brought this shit in this game with y'all. Whatever y'all going through something before this game happened, and you brought it in this game. That is absolutely unacceptable. And it's unacceptable that you didn't squash it or fix it before you got in this game. And now you get in this game, and now everybody's acting funny, and everybody's acting funny towards Dak. Dak gets in playoff games. He's 2-5 in the playoff. Over the last 50 games, he has numbers in the regular season game to match Patrick Mahomes. How do you play like Patrick Mahomes in the regular season and then do that in the playoffs? You know why? Because you get tight in the playoffs. You get tight because your own players are acting a fool when he misses a throw. Your own players are acting a fool when you miss a throw. Troy didn't have to worry about that because if you won't, boy, I would have whooped your ass trying to get to my quarterback because everything I get comes from him. So for you to get to him, you got to go through me. You see what I'm saying? That's what I want CD, how I need CD to see Dak Prescott. Then we'll win a Super Bowl around here. You understand? Nobody, I don't care who, not your mama, not your daddy, not your brother, not your sister, not your pusher man. Nobody gets to your quarterback. And when you get that protective of him, that's when we'll get a ring. That's the reality. And I need Zeke back to help protect that. Not just on those blitz coverages, but from them dudes that he's playing with, blitzing his mind and making him freeze up or get too tight in a playoff game. That's true. That's the truth right there. That's the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John that the Dallas Cowboys got to get in order with. We got to make sure nobody gets to the quarterback and give him the confidence to play like he's free when we get to the playoffs. That's been the reason this thing has gone on like it's gone on the last few years in the playoffs. When those guys back that correctly, each one of them walk by and say, hey, man, we following you. We following you. We with you. We with you. And you back them correctly in a playoff game, we'll end this junk. We'll end this damn drought that's been going on for 30 damn years. 30 years. Too damn long. You see what I'm saying? It's all about protecting your quarterback. When he feels that protected, that will hit the playoffs, and he will hit it loose, and he will hit it hard like he hits the regular season. Guys, that's all the time I got. I got to run and do another show right here, right now. But no shows where you get it real like we going to do right here on the Michael Irvin YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. And listen, let me tell you something too now. I can't wait. When I get back to Dallas here Thursday, I'm going to be putting up and making that new video for the stadium. I'll let you guys know all about that too. And I'll see you next Tuesday, man. Right here, we're going to do it live. I'll go through some more things on all your questions. I appreciate everybody sending in a few questions, man, you know, to have fun with. But this is the avenue that we're going to have a great time on. I'm just reading some of these things. I want to take a few questions, man. Let me just take one or two questions here, just to have a little fun and see. So you guys go ahead and shoot me some questions because I want to see how it works. And you know what I miss more than anything, guys, too? I miss this more than anything. Let me tell you. Talking, I want you to break. I'm gonna break it down. Talking on TV, I get to talk basically at you. Because you're on the other side of a screen. I'm sitting in a studio somewhere. I talk at you. The greatest growth that we can have in this world is when we talk with each other. We communicate with each other, and that's what this is. You know what I mean? That's what this feels like. That's why I love radio, because I got a chance to talk with people and not just at people. That's the part that you miss more than anything, man. You know what I mean? That's the part that you miss, that you just never, ever get back. Somebody asked, and I want to answer this question, about Darren Woodson in the Hall of Fame. And that's something that we've been working on, man. Every time I go down to the Hall of Fame, I'm always trying to talk to people about, well, what are you guys doing with Darren Woodson? I see guys in here for the Dallas Cowboys, and they definitely deserved and earned the right to be in there. But if Woodson went and said, oh, that's a storied franchise, they got many great players in the Hall of Fame, I'm going to go and build a career there, and he comes to Dallas and he becomes an all-time leading tackler, more tackles than anybody that played for the Dallas Cowboys before. So anybody that's in the Hall of Fame for the Dallas Cowboys, I don't understand how Woodson is not in that Hall of Fame. And yeah, I do believe it's some part of that old Cowboy bias that they always put on the Dallas Cowboys. They want to keep us out. They don't like us because the whole world does like us. That's why they're called America's team. You know what I mean? Hey, that you're right. Hey, Dirty Sanchez, you are right. They don't like us because they not like us. You know what I'm saying? They not like us. You said it. Kendrick Lamar will be handling that Super Bowl halftime show. I can't wait to see that. Guys, let's do this again. Let's do it again next week. We'll get you that time. Man, how can Coach Prime and the Buffs get back on track this weekend? Let me answer that right fast for you, Andre. Andre, check it out. I'm time. When I called time, I was wondering. I said, man, what should I say to time? You know, because I worry about it when he loses, and I just want to let him know. Well, I call him when he's winning. Congrats, brother. Congrats, great job, big brother. I call him big brother. He's younger than me. I call him my little big brother because he's so organized, and he's always been organized and always tries to help me get organized. But what time told what I said, time, you lost that first half against Nebraska. You lost early on in the onslaught of being in Nebraska. The players, they weren't ready for that. But the second half, he won 10-0. He lost the first half 24-0, but he won the second half 10-0. That's what I'm harping on in my locker room. That's what guys, we could beat that team once we settle down. We let the rush of the fans in the moment overtake us, and we can't be big-time players looking for the big-time moments and wanting to play in the big-time games and not always step up big time. You know, as he said, it's a teaching tool, the way they lost this game. And trust me, my Coach Prime, my best friend, he will coach and he will teach from this. But he will not quit. He will not hide. He will not run away. You will see him again, and he'll have his team ready. All right, guys, let me get out of here and get back to work here, get over here and shoot this other show. I'll see you guys next week. And I'll have a moment, man. We're going to pull out of this right here on the Michael Irvin YouTube channel. I'm going to pull out a moment and then just say, I'm just going to take questions for 15, 20, 30 minutes. Give me a chance to communicate with everybody out there that is tuning in on the Michael Irvin YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next week. Let's do it again.